Namaste friends, I'm your host Apurva. Welcome to my channel IND75. This video is mostly about how to legally use walkie-talkie in India for personal use. Well, by personal use, I mean for applications like if you are using it for long bike rides or car off-roading trips or for communication at your house. You can check the description box. Whatever we are discussing, all links are included in description box of our video. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Before that, it is very important to understand this boring and very important information about frequency and radio bands. This boring part is very important in our discussion later. Here is the Wikipedia page of radio spectrum. Depending on various frequency range, the bands are divided. You can see here various bands and frequencies from kilohertz to gigahertz. Just have a quick look at various frequency bands. Now, every country has its Ministry of Communication, which regulates and decide who will use which frequency. In India, under Ministry of Communication, we have WPC wing, that is Wireless Planning and Coordination wing. They release the frequency allocation chart which tells us who will use which frequency. Now, in India, if you want to use walkie-talkie handset legally and without license, we have two options. One is citizen band and the second option is the two license frequency ranges, both of which are in UHF band. The license frequency ranges are 446 megahertz to 446.200 megahertz, and the other range is 886 megahertz to 868 megahertz. Now the first band, which is a license free band, is the CB band, also called as citizen band radio. Here is the Wikipedia page of citizen band in India. These are the list of frequencies. Now, the citizen band frequency range are different for different countries. Now we will discuss about other two license-free frequency range later. We will have a look at citizen band radios. Here I have simply googled by CB Radio India. We will visit this site. Now transceiver are of two types. Now what is this new term transceiver? Alright. So any radio device which can both transmit and receive is called transceiver. Now the first type is handheld or handheld transceiver, which we simply can call as HT, or in common language we also call it as walkie-talkie. Now these are used for mobile operations like biking, off-roading, or if you simply move across your house. Now we will have a quick look at this CB radio walkie-talkie. The other is the base station. This is a fixed device which can be mounted in a car or in a house, but you have to plug external power supply and also an external antenna for using it. Now I will click at CB base station. Have a look at this. Well, for walkie-talkie, one can simply charge and use it anytime, but for base station, one has to use the external power supply and external antenna. Now, whether to choose walkie-talkie or a base station in the CB radio band or the citizen band is your choice. It depends on your preference. Now, after seeing the citizen band radio devices, we will see the license-free frequency range, which we talked about earlier. I have simply googled LF446 and LF886. We will look at this page. As we have seen before, the license free frequency range I will repeat again the license free frequency range, which is 446 megahertz to 446.200 megahertz, and the other range is 886 megahertz to 868 megahertz. Now both these frequency ranges lie in UHF band. Now I am not saying that the entire UHF band is legal. I am just saying these license free frequencies can be legally used. Now if you want to use this license free frequency range, you have this walkie talkie option. There is no base station option for this license free frequency range. Now again, there are foreign made devices which can cover this UHF range, but but I would strictly suggest use made in India devices which are specifically made for Indian use. Now, if you are thinking of foreign made devices, we will look at this news. This is news from Kolkata. A youth was arrested for breaching secure channels. So, what did he actually do? Now, if you look at this news, this is the picture of that device. I can identify it. It is a Baofeng radio. We will look at this Baofeng product page. See, if you look at its specification, take a look at frequency range of this device. For VHF band, it is 136 to 174 megahertz RX and TX, and for UHF band, it is 400 to 520 megahertz RX and TX. Now this RX and TX means for RX means receiving and TX means transmitting. It means it can both receive and transmit in this given range. First of all, we are not allowed to transmit and receive in VHF band. Now, in UHF band, we can transmit on our license free frequency range and also receive on license free frequency range, which is 446 megahertz to 446.200 megahertz. This device covers these frequencies. But again, why is it illegal? It is illegal because although you may operate in the license free frequency range, but this device is capable of not only transmitting but receiving other frequencies which our security agencies use. So, if we again go back when this news mentioned breach secure channel, means he transmitted on frequencies which our police and other agencies were in. Again, you may say, how can one track me? If you go ahead and use this device and transmit or receive, there is a technique called fox hunting, which is used for tracking. So there is a technique called fox hunting. This is popular among amateur radio operators. It is used for tracking from where the transmission is coming from. So the security agencies can track you anytime. So please don't use this device. You can land up in jail. So friends, I have almost covered all the points necessary if you are planning to buy a walkie-talkie. Again, to conclude the video, I would say if you want to use walkie-talkie, which is license free and legal, and if you don't want any issues, you have two options. Is buy a CB radio, and the other option is the made in India license free range devices, which are specifically made for this license free frequency range. Please don't use those foreign made devices. Thank you friends for watching this video. If you still have any doubts, do comment in comment section. I will reply to it. Take care friends. See you soon.